So we have painted 3 leaves. This one's still in the process of drying, but you can see how kind of interesting, kind of cool. You can see, like I said, that it's still drying. You can see where it's still wet by the way the light reflects on it. I'm going to paint another layer on this. So one of the things that I would like for you to do is to paint 4 layers. Going to use the same color for each layer, and I'm going to use, I used a hair dryer to dry this off in between. Um, so my brush is currently in the water, so that means it's very wet, and you can see it still has the blue paint on it. I want to get a lot of the water out of this brush. So sometimes I will actually take the brush and just flick it along the edge, and sometimes that knocks water onto the table. There are little specks of water here, so you want to be careful when you do this, because I just want this to be a little bit damp. If the brush is not soaking wet, when I paint another layer on here, it's going to dry relatively quickly. So I've already got paint. I want to have maybe a slightly more intense paint, so I'm just touching that blob of paint, bringing some of the paint over. And now my brush is ready to go. Remember, I want to practice control, so I want to paint another rectangle on here, and I want to try to go right to the edges of where I've been working. So one of the things that will happen as you paint layer on layer is the paper, even though it dries, it's going to be more receptive, so more open to being wet again. And what that means is it will take longer to dry with each new layer. So I painted a new layer. I practiced that control, trying to go exactly over what was already there. And you can see how I'm not really changing anything about the paint. I'm using the exact same paint, but 3 layers is going to give you 3 different shades with very little work. That's one of the things that's really nice about watercolor. So I've got 1, 2, 3 layers. And then all I'm going to ask you to do for this part of the assignment is to allow this to dry. You can use a hair dryer. I have some in the classroom. And then once this is dry, you're going to paint a 4th layer on there. And then if you have done that, you have completed the assignment, with the exception of I would like for you to carefully cut out each of these leaves, because remember, we're going to take them out into the hallway to fill out that tree that we're making. So thanks for watching. Thanks for painting.